You see what I got on?
Oh, you scared me. I can't look yet. I'm trying to go live. Wait a minute.
Huh?
I can't see nothing yet because am I live?
You see what I got on?
You scared me. I can't look yet. I'm trying.
You doing it. That's why.
Wait a minute.
Huh?
I'm trying to go live. I can't see anything yet because I'm going live.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. Y'all know I can't see nothing yet. Oh God, I gotta make it go. Is it live? Fat May, is it on? Is it on YouTube? I can't see nothing.
Where everybody at?
Wait a minute. They try to join in, trying to see if I'm live yet. Wait a minute. I gotta switch the thing too. How do I do this again? Oh, don't touch the screen, Laila. Don't touch the screen. Okay, let me put it down. Why come I don't see myself though? Wait a minute. Go here. I gotta go live using this thing. Share screen. Zoom. Why come I see Sabrina though? They're not me. Wait a minute. I think I gotta come out and come back in, y'all. Because I don't see me on Zoom. Hold on, let me leave Zoom. What happened? Okay, I messed up still. I should have stopped the screen sharing before I left. Okay, hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get it to go live on Zoom. It's got to... wait a minute. How did I do it? Let's try it again. I am faced with that.
I see you live.
Okay, but I can't see me. I can't connect to Zoom for me. And why does it say I'm muted? Why does it say I'm muted?
Your sound is muted on here.
How did I get muted? Who muted me? Who muted me, y'all? Somebody muted me. Okay, hold on. I think I can see. Is that me now? Okay. Okay, let me make my screen larger. This is all I can do. I can't touch nothing else once I make this screen. Am I making it large? All the way across. Okay, and I cannot touch. I see me. Okay. All right, hold on. Hold on. Am I still here? Okay, we're here. It looks different though. What's this glow? I mean, the lights. Oh God, I don't like this setup. Oh, don't look at that computer, Laila. All right. Okay, let me share it to the other. Oh, wait a minute. It's not streaming on. Who is this? It's not streaming on the website? Okay, hold on, guys. It's saying I'm not connected to the website, and I know why. Because I didn't go live first. Hold on, let me fix that. If I can. Let me know if y'all stop seeing me. Let me go on here and try to fix this. Oh, God. Remember, y'all, when I do this, I have to be streaming in order for it to show on Sunnahfollowers. I can't do it before the stream. So, click.
You froze on YouTube.
I clicked it. I told y'all I can't do nothing. Where am I? Hold on. See, I told y'all. I can't fix anything. Hold on. Let me just stop sharing. Stop sharing. Okay. Y'all just listen to the sound for a minute. Told y'all I can't do anything. with this computer. Wait a minute. Let me delete this. But it's all because of the Sunnahfollowers website. Hold on. Let me try it again. Where's this? Ask Sister Laila live. I tell y'all, my anxiety, this website is going to cause my anxiety to just go berserk. Okay, now I'm going to try it again. I'm live right on here. So go to this stream, move that. This is Sunnahfollowers. Put this event here. And this is the stream key, which goes there. Delete, save. I might have to rejoin if I'm going to still be frozen. Okay, hold on now, y'all. I'm going to see if it's working. It says sending data. Okay, I should be streaming on Instagram. I should be streaming on Sunnahfollowers.net. What is this one? I'm streaming on Mixcloud. Who is this? Rumble, Odyssey, the New Muslims channel on Facebook, Sunnahfollowers channel on Facebook, Sunnahfollowers channel on DLive, Sunnahfollowers channel, Trova, Sunnahfollowers channel, Twitch, Sunnahfollowers LinkedIn, Sunnahfollowers Telegram, Sunnahfollowers Twitter, Sunnahfollowers Facebook, and this is YouTube. Okay, now let's see if I can get myself back, which I know I can't. I got to rejoin Zoom because it's going to keep me frozen. Hold on, let me leave and come back in Zoom. Okay, what happened? Where am I? Okay, hold on. Exit full screen. Just do this. Do you see me? Oh, no, y'all don't see it because I haven't streamed it. I mean, I got it closed off. Okay. Okay, here I come. Am I still moderator? Am I moderator in there? Yeah, I'm host. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's try it again. Bismillah. Zoom. Allow. There I am. Y'all see me? Am I there now? Is that me? Y'all see me on YouTube? Okay. Okay.
You're in there now.
Okay. Am I still large, the screen? Okay. Okay. All right. I can't touch nothing. This screen cannot go down. So y'all got to handle it as moderators in there. I can't see nothing in Zoom. Screen cannot go down. If it does, I'm going to freeze. So this is how we got to do it until they fix the compatibility program. At least we can stream. Okay, let me get ready to get started. 2, 1. Inna alhamdulillah wa salat. Oh, wait a minute. Don't start that way. Hold on. Y'all ready for it? We're supposed to start with this. Let's start with the introduction stuff. Hold on. Okay. What do you need to listen at? Let's talk about it.
Wait a minute. Time for the Ask Sis Laila live show. Lines are now open. 862-370-2838.
Ina alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to the Call In and Ask Sister Laila live show. Alhamdulillah, guys. We have a little some technical difficulties because I'm usually streaming. I'm streaming on all social media platforms, but usually when I am streaming to you, I'm streaming from my Zoom room. Today, I am not streaming from my Zoom room. Instead, I am streaming from my stream software, which is something I usually don't do. So it's a little bit different for me and confusing because I got to work it a different way. I'm used to clicking the buttons for Zoom, but now I have to click the buttons for this. But alhamdulillah, this is the Q&A. We have this is where you can come and type your questions about Islam. And that's why I have to use this streaming program, because I can see your questions. If you are on YouTube, if you are on Facebook, if you are on Twitter, if you are on DLive, if you are on Trovo, if you are on Twitch, I can see anything that you type. So all you have to do is type whatever questions you have about Islam or whatever comments you have, and I'll be able to share them with everyone here. And I want you all to remember, if you want to use the microphone, this is why I keep my Zoom going. You can also join our Zoom room. And to join the Zoom room is real simple. Just simply go to www.sunnahfollowers.net and click on the tab that says Zoom room. And that'll bring you directly into our Zoom room where you can be with us live. You can have free access to the microphone and all of that in a very Islamic setting. So if you want to get on the mic to share your comments, or you want to get on the mic to ask a question, you can do so. And I just got a text. I forgot to share. She said that I didn't share it to the other sisters on Facebook, the stream, to the polygamy groups. Okay, here I come. Let me share to everybody on Facebook now. Okay, there's the one polygamy group. Who is this one? Here's another one. And I'm also sharing to the IRM group, which is my masjid group, the masjid group. Okay, so you got, and also I forgot, I got Telegram too. Here's Telegram. Where's Ifti? Ifti is probably in New York with her daughter who just had a baby. So Ifti will not be joining us tonight, guys. Her daughter had a baby, and being a good mother that Ifti is, she's going to help her daughter transition from giving birth, to being a mother. So, and that's such a great thing. May Allah bless Sister Ifti and bless her grandbaby and make her grandbaby be raised upon Siratul Mustaqim. Ameen, ameen. That's our Sister Ifti there. Our Palestinian hype girl. And when she's not here, you guys don't know, I really miss her because she's my hype girl. She really is. She keeps it live. She gives the comments. I don't have to get her to make her talk or nothing. She's always got something to say, to contribute, and she tries to make it a lot easy for me. So may Allah bless Sister Ifti and forgive her of her sins. Ameen, 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 because she's always missed when she's not here. But alhamdulillah, I do have other sisters here to help me. There we got Sister Sabrine. There's Sister Sabrine, guys. Solidarity.
The video is not on.
Oh, turn on the video. Wait, just hold on for that. I'm showing her picture. Hold on. That's Sister Sabrine with her solidarity salute. Yeah, we got her here. We also got Amina Fresno. She's here today too. Where's Fresno's picture at? Don't I got her picture in here on that motorcycle? I can't see it. But we got Fresno in here somewhere too. You know, so we got some support today, inshallah. And Sister Fame is here to help moderate the Zoom room. I got Sister Geechee. Y'all know Geechee, there she is. By the way, for those of you who asked me about the topic for today, not only will I be answering your questions about Islam, but I'm going to give you some advice in accordance to the Quran and the Sunnah as to how to mend a broken heart. Because it seems to me like there's a lot of sisters out there suffering with this. You know, all the questions. It seems like I get more questions about love and happiness than anything else. And that's why we're going to be focusing on that today. Let's take a look at it.
Join us for the Ask Sis Laila live show, streaming on Sunnahfollowers.com and many various streaming platforms. And the special topic this week is how to mend a broken heart. Please join us and Sister Lailanasheeba live right here. Don't be late. Call in 862-370-2828. That's 862-370-2828.
And by the way, guys, though that is no music in that. That's all Geechee. That's all Geechee's voice. She made them beats herself. Hello. So, you know, the sisters know how to bring it home. So no music. That was all just voice, the human voice. Hello, a cappella. So that's what we're going to be talking about, how to mend the broken heart, because it seems like we can't move on. You know, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said every nation of people has its pagans. The pagans of this nation are those Muslims who can't move on. You know, those Muslims that can't accept the qadr of Allah, in other words. And I tell you, sisters, all the time, there is no happily ever after. Only in fairy tales. There's no real fairy tales. You know, trials, hardship, heartache, pain. That's all life is meant to be. That's why I'm doing those stories of the companions. You guys, look at how those female companions suffer. Subhanallah. They didn't have no happily ever after. There was no happily ever after for Aisha, radiallahu anha. Not in this world. There was no happily ever after for Hafsa. There was no happily ever after for Salama. She was tested from the time she converted to Islam until the end. There was no happily ever after for Kulthum, her, you know, or her sister Ruqayya, or Zainab, their older sister, or even our beloved Fatima, radiallahu anha. No happily ever after. She had to step up, woman up, and step into the shoes of her mother at the age of 10. She was only 10 years old when her mother died. And she had to step into the shoes of her mother to help her father to get the dawah out and protect him from the abuses that were hurled at him. So any sisters looking for a happily ever after, that ain't gonna happen, not in this world. As Muslim women, our happily ever after comes later in life. It comes when we go across that Sirat bridge. That's it. And like I was telling a lot of sisters, a lot of you yesterday, and I got a bunch of comments and emails from the sisters. A lot of sisters didn't know, which shows how we really need to focus on educating ourselves about our religion. A lot of the sisters text me and did not know that there will be no single women in paradise. You didn't know this? A lot of sisters text me and told me that they did not know that if a woman dies unmarried in this world, she will have a husband waiting for her in paradise. And this is true. He'll be waiting right there at the gate. Right there at the gate. You will have an angel standing at the gate to welcome you. And then next to that angel will be one of those little boys, immortal boys who's not from this world. They have earrings in their ear. They will hand you a goblet of sassafras. Okay? And after you drink from that, your husband will step up to you and take you by the hands and welcome you as his wife. Oh yeah, you sisters didn't know that. You know, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us as Muslims to always look to the good in things. Any woman that died single in this world, the good is you got a man from paradise waiting on you. It could be a prophet. It could be one of those companions. It could be some other righteous man from this world. Remember, they always say, where are the good men? They say, where are the good men? Sabrine, where are the good men? Let's see. What do they say? Where are the good men?
The good men are already in paradise waiting for you.
That's right. Or they always say either they in jail or dead. Ain't that what they say? The good men are either dead or in jail.
Oh yeah, that's what they say over on this side.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They either dead or in jail.
Yeah.
They say that.
So, subhanallah, that's the good. You a single sister in this world, ain't no man good enough for you, probably. Allah got better plans. Remember, Allah is the best of planners. He plans better than you and me. And if you live in your life obeying him, a lot of sisters will write me and say, Sister Laila, I pray, I wear my hijab, I stay away from evil, I do good deeds, but why is it I can't even get a husband? Because you such a good sister that maybe some companion is wanting you. Maybe Abu Hurairah got his eye on you. Maybe Umar got his eye on you. Maybe Moses. By the way, I told y'all, me and Moses is available. We broke up. Oh yeah. I was telling the sisters in the Zoom room, me and Moses had a talk. I told him that I decided that I want to be with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So me and Moses broke up. It was amicable. So Moses is available. Solomon too. What about you, Seth? Hello. You work so hard. And another thing too that a lot of sisters don't know, because the brothers don't tell you. The brothers like to boast about the El Hureen. The El Hureen are our sisters in faith. But the El Hureen are not better than we are. The El Hureen were created as an enjoyment and a reward for the men of paradise. They didn't struggle to get to paradise. They were created to believe La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, just like the angels. We humans are of a higher status than the angels, and we females are of a higher status than the El Hureen. As the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in an authentic hadith that these brothers don't tell you, the women from this world proved their love for Allah, where the El Hureen already love them. So for those of us who enter paradise from this world, we are of a higher status than the angels, and we are of a higher status than the El Hureen or anything else that was created in paradise. That's why Allah had the angels and such bow to Adam. You sisters didn't know that. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the women are from this world. We will live in palaces. The El Hurin will live in tents. That shows, as the Prophet said, our higher status over them. They will be in tents and pavilions with their husbands, whereas we will be sitting on thrones with crowns on our heads, living in palaces with our husbands. So that's why I don't understand why you sisters get it twisted and get jealous and all that nonsense. You are of a higher status. The women of paradise, those El Hurin, are jealous of us because we are of a higher status than they are. Okay? So, we have to look at that stuff. That's why it's so important for us as Muslims to learn our deen and learn it correctly. Because that helps us. Knowledge brings about the comfort of the heart. The heart can beat and function in ease as a result of your knowledge and understanding of this deen. And tonight, what I'm going to do, guys, this topic is so intense about mending the broken heart. Just to let you guys know, I got a little PowerPoint presentation prepared for you, like I did when we talked about narcissism. Today, we're going to talk about the signs. How can you tell if your heart has been broken? There's certain signs that may be indicative that you're suffering with a broken heart. And by the way, that's how Fatima radiallahu anha died. Fatima, the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad, she died of a broken heart. She died 6 months after her father. She was the first of his family to join him. She missed her father so much. Her heart was so broken, and she was young. Okay, she died 6 months later. So a lot of people can die from a broken heart. We're going to talk about why. We're going to talk about why does it hurt? Where does that pain that we feel come from? And why is it that some people can die from it? And then finally tonight, we're going to talk about the stages. There are 5 stages of the broken heart. A lot of people say, Sister Laila, I've been divorced now for a year and I still ain't got over it. When will I ever get over it? Or a sister will say, Sister Laila, there was a brother that I really liked and wanted to marry, but he hurt me because we didn't get married and I can't move on. I can't stop thinking about him. I can't move on. There are 5 stages. Once you navigate through those stages, then you'll be able to move on. And we're going to talk about that tonight too. So I want everybody, to pull up a chair, get on the phone, call your sisters, tell your sisters to log in to the Call In and Ask Sister Laila live show, because it's getting ready to be a live show tonight, because we're going to answer your questions about Islam and talk about the broken heart. So get your company in here. We're going to get busy.
And by the way, what are you getting a fierce today? Let's talk about it.
Any other questions?
This is gonna be good.
Welcome to Ask Sister Laila live. Okay, and before we get off into our discussion for tonight, we do have some questions on the screen, because I do want everyone to understand that this is the Q&A show. That means you can call in or ask any question about Islam, and inshallah, I'll try to answer. If it's a question that I cannot answer, don't worry. I'll call Sheikh Morsi, who's on standby, and inshallah, he'll give you the answer that is correct. So before we get off into our discussion, let's start it off with questions. Do I have anybody here that can read the questions for me?
I'll read them.
Okay, good.
The first question is, there's a company called Fiverr, an online marketplace where freelance services. Fiverr's platform connects freelancers to individuals or businesses seeking to hire. If we receive a project through this platform, they deduct 1 or 2% of our income. However, this company is based on Israel. What should I do? Should I look for other websites for freelance services where I can work?
Wow, this was a long question, but I my ears perked up with it from. Wait, let me see if it's on the screen here. This is his question. There's a company called whatever, which is an online marketplace for freelance services. It connects freelancers to individuals or businesses seeking to hire. Yeah, that's why I found that brother that I hired, Brother Ahmad, to do the SEO for my website. That's where I got him from. He was living in Bangladesh. He said, we receive a project through this platform. They deduct 1 or 2% of our income. However, this company is based in Israel. What should I do? What does being based in Israel have to do with anything? That's the part of the question that you lost me at. The company is based in Israel. What does that have to do with anything, Brother Ammon? Because maybe I'm missing something. Let me know if he types anything, because maybe I'm missing something. What does being based in Israel have to do with anything?
He said about Gaza.
What about it? He going to Gaza or something? Ask him, is he going to fight against Gaza? Is he going to Israel to join the army?
He said things happening in Gaza.
What does it have to do with a company being based in Israel? I don't get what he's asking. Are they asking you to come work for them and make bombs or something for Gaza? Are they asking you to come and work through doing SEO and stuff against the Muslim Palestinians so they can track them and kill them?
He said the owner supports Israel.
So what does that mean? So this is where we lose it. You think that just because somebody supports Israel, it's haram to work for them? Who told you that? Is there a verse in the Quran where Allah says it's haram to work for Israel? Is there any hadith on this planet that says that none of the companions worked for Israel or lived in Israel or dealt with Israelis? This is another example of how you Muslims get life twisted. Y'all make up your own rules. What does that have to do? Our sister Ifti is originally from Israel. Ifti doesn't live in Palestine. I mean, she doesn't live in Gaza. Ifti is Palestinian, but she does not live in Gaza. Her family lives in Israel. The other brother that used to maintain my website, he still lives in Israel and he's Palestinian. So are these people going to hell because they live in Israel or they work at a company that belongs to Israel? I'm pretty sure Brother Zaman works for a company that belongs to Israel because that's where the jobs are. You know, this is an example. You brothers have got to stop being fanatic. I don't know where y'all get this from. When the Prophet Muhammad died, who did he buy his armor from, Brother Ahmad? He died. Where did his armor come from? His armor came from an Israeli, a Jew. In fact, a Jew who belonged to one of the tribes he kicked out. A Jew that belonged to one of the tribes that he kicked out of Medina. You guys have to stop being fanatics. Y'all got to stop getting this religion twisted. Y'all have to start thinking with intelligence and not emotion. I live in America, Brother Ahmad. My retirement pension comes from the state of Ohio. America is a Zionist country, always has been. That's why it declared its independence from England. So does that mean I'm going to hell because I live in America and I worked for a Zionist country and I receive a paycheck every month from a Zionist corporation? Oh.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead. Oh, Dr. Dremali's here. Put him on the camera, y'all. I can't touch Zoom.
No, I'm in the hotel. I'm in the hotel.
That's good, but we need to see you. Turn the video on, guys, because y'all know I'm working this pro. It'll look good. There he is. There. Now you go. Go ahead, Dr. Dremali. They get it twisted.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Talk to him about Zionism and all that.
No, I'm not doing this. Whatever you say, yes, this country built, but the country. But it's very, very important, brother and sister, very important. There's nothing called country called Israel. We have prophet, his name Yaqub. Yaqub is his name Israel in the Quran, in the Quran, so the Baqarah, Al-Imran, many surah. So there is nothing called Israel. It's the country called Palestinian country, Palestine. And the Jews 75 years ago, the Zionism occupied my country, occupied my own country. I have actually in Fallujah, exactly 15 minutes from Masjid al-Aqsa, Jerusalem, my house. But that house belonged to my grandfather, belonged to the Jews now. They steal it from my grandfather. They steal it. Do not say Israel. There's no country called Israel. It's called Palestine, occupied land, nothing else. But can we deal with them? As Sister Laila said, our salary from them. But if you anything business, you're gonna make sure this is for weapon, absolutely not accepted. Islamically, is not only that, many ulama says anything harm Muslims regarding Palestinian or Ukraine or Afghanistan or this helping, absolutely should not do something like this. Otherwise, food, this, that, our country, most of the country here, major country, belong to them.
Yeah.
American, yes, that nationality, they are Israelis. But my point, do not say Israel, because Palestine occupied land. That's what's supposed to say.
You understand, Brother Ahmad? Yeah. So yeah, Fiverr, I know the company you're talking about. This is where it's just a freelance marketplace where people can do SEO and all that. That's nothing. We don't have to investigate where the country is and what religion, or if the person's a Zionist. America's a Zionist. Everything here. This has always been a Zionist country.
Agree what Laila says, agree 100%. But we have no choice here unless anything belongs to weapon. Absolutely not. Me myself, exactly. When I got my master's degree, PhD, I was in the army. I contract my number one, nothing to go to fight in any Muslim country, period.
Right.
Because they need my research and my PhD, they accept it. Yeah. So, yes, you can make rules and regulations, whatever you want. Yes.
So you got it? Yeah, so that's a good job. I mean, that's just a freelance country to do internet work. Yeah, you can do that.
Yes, let's make sure not belong, as Laila said in the beginning, for weapon hurting Muslims. Regardless, not Palestinian, by the way. Believe it or not, they send weapon to Syria to be killed.
Yeah.
In Yemen right now, in Sudan right now. It's only not us as a Palestinian. No, trust me. All over, all the Muslim world, the concentrated Muslim world.
Yes.
Afghanistan, Iraq. See?
You guys heard Sister Wafa. She said the same thing. Sister Wafa lives in the Emirates. She said, you'd be surprised how many Arab Zionists there are. There's Zionists, yeah, a lot of these governments are Zionists.
All the Muslim leaders, no exception, Zionists. Yes, all belong to them under their wings. Absolutely, yes.
I put that thing up on Facebook, guys, so you could see. When last week, when they met at the United Nations, y'all could see the countries that voted in favor of Israel. Ghana, yes. Most of those West African countries that are Muslim countries, they voted for Israel. Haiti, Israel.
The reason,
yes.
Money.
Yeah.
Money. Yes, the reason money. They have money. Absolutely, right. They have money.
And that's all they care about. They don't. These people are against religion. All they want is to occupy the world and make their own laws and rules so they can get rich off the world, and they don't want any religion or any of that to dictate to them. And they believe in a democracy, which we don't.
The example that always Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasulullah, the Sahaba, and now the land of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all kind of haram.
Yes.
All kind of haram in Saudi Arabia. You know, they offer me actually to make Umrah. I refuse. Why? Because they're going to use the Umrah. This money going to go straight to Muhammad Salman.
That's what I heard too.
So I refuse to go make Umrah with that.
That's what I heard too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's sad.
But the answer is haram. It's not haram. But you're a Muslim, you don't want to hurt another Muslim. That's the key. You heard it. Believe it or not, more than 90% of Gaza Strip destroyed.
Yeah.
65 of my family got killed. 65.
That's ridiculous.
From 2 years and 46 years. And by the way, civilian, not militant. My family. Yeah. Yeah.
And these people don't care. They don't care.
Yes, yes. Yes, sorry for that to interrupt.
Yeah, I'm glad you came in. I'm glad, Dr. Dremali. Alhamdulillah, and always come in, because I was going to probably have to call you anyway. I said if there's a question that we can't answer, I told them that we would call you or Sheikh Morsi.
Normally, I come here Thursday night to South Carolina, and I'm leaving Saturday after Fajr. I have a class in the morning, and I fly after that, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, and give my salams to your daughter too. And tell her that I'm praying for her. I'm really praying for her.
Last week, alhamdulillah, she called me actually, she said, Baba, you have to come the last chemo. Oh. So I went last week, I went the whole week with her. She's so sweet, alhamdulillah. But, you know, this chemo is hurting her very, very, very bad.
Yeah, it did. My mother, she looks just like you. All your kids look just like you. Every single one.
Especially her. I have beard, she don't have beard.
But she's your twin. She's beautiful too. Alhamdulillah.
Now all her hair gone, the hair here gone.
Yeah.
That make her sad.
Yeah, but it'll grow back. Tell her my mother's grew back real fast. My mother got all her hair in that back now. It grows back fast, you know, after the treatment.
The most important thing, she prayed, alhamdulillah. She would have fast Monday and Thursday. So no, Baba. Don't fast. Just pray, yes.
Right.
But fasting is not obligation for you.
Right. Yeah. May Allah make it easy for her.
I said it's Sunnah anyway. So wait for Ramadan. Ramadan, if you are sick, you should not even fast.
Right.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah, Sunnahfollowers, I love you guys. Thank you.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, that was a good question, guys. And that's the answer. I mean, like I said, just, you know, if it's not a job where you working for the military or making products or something like that, that's going to harm the Muslims, you know, then there's something wrong with that. Remember, Islam is balance. We're not fanatic. We're not too extreme to the right, to the left. Everything is balanced. Nothing will, we do not compromise better. Our allegiance is to Allah, to the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to the believers around the world. We don't allow anything to come between that. Okay, but Allah knows his creation. And he did not make this religion hard upon us. We make it hard upon ourselves. Yeah. Are there any other questions before I go to that from the people in the Zoom room?
Yeah, well, Ahmad had one more question. He said, if a person don't boycott company which were from Israel, does that make them a sinner? Are they doing a major sin? And I see people going extra calling them kafir.
I remember I told you guys there is nothing in Islam that says we have to boycott anything. This is what I'm saying. Where does Allah say that if something happens, we boycott? Allah doesn't mention anything about that. Okay? The Prophet Muhammad, would boycott people. If a Muslim acted, a way that he shouldn't have acted, he'd boycott him. But did the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, boycott goods? No. So this is another example. You guys have to learn the lawful and the unlawful. There's nothing in Islam that says just because we are fighting someone that we have to boycott them. Who said that? And then to call people kafirs, what did the Prophet say about calling another Muslim a kafir? Okay, we don't ever use that word with each other. Even if you saw a Muslim fornicating, we don't call him a kafir. So now what do you think Allah would say, for people calling people kafirs about something that he didn't even tell us to do? Who told you that we have to boycott anything? Where's the dalil? Can somebody bring me some dalil? That's what you tell these brothers, Brother Ahmad. Bring the dalil. Bring the verse where Allah says, thou must boycott the Jews. Thou must boycott anything. The religion is clear. The lawful and the unlawful are clear. Yeah. And he got another question?
No, but there are a couple questions here in the Zoom room. The first one says, are lash extensions and makeup forbidden?
We talk about this. Who asked that question? What's the person's name?
Nafisa.
Oh, it's not one of my students. Okay, good. That's what I wanted to know. Okay. Again, the lawful and the unlawful have been clearly defined by Allah. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said the lawful and unlawful have been clearly defined by Allah. So what does that mean? That means if something is haram, there will be a clear nas or a clear verse that says, thou shalt not eat pork. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. So if any of us says that something is haram, then the burden of proof lies upon you to bring the nas or the evidence, the verse that clearly says you can't do it. And Allah doesn't speak in riddles. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it's clear. It's clear. It's clear. So if a person tells you that makeup is haram, they have to bring the authentic hadith where the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said makeup is haram. And that's what it would say. Clear. Or they have to bring the verse from the Quran where Allah says, thou shalt not wear makeup. There is no verse in the Quran that mentions anything about makeup. There is no nas in a hadith that forbids makeup. There's many hadiths that mention makeup. But you're not going to find not one that says it's haram. In fact, right there in Sahih Bukhari, the Prophet's wives wore makeup. What do you think this is that I have on? This is makeup. This is kohol. Kohol is makeup. The Prophet's wives wore henna. What is henna? Henna is makeup. As the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, most things in life are lawful. The things that Allah has not mentioned are all lawful. You have to learn to accept Allah's concessions. So, since Allah didn't say makeup is haram, you can't make it a haram. I can't make it haram. Nobody can. It's lawful. Now, what was the other part of the question? And like I said, you'll find many hadiths where the Prophet's wives wore makeup. And y'all can turn the video camera off. Turn the camera off now, sister. Yeah.
Her next one was about lash extensions.
Now, lash extensions, this is a different issue. You will hear some people say that it's okay for a woman to wear fake lashes as long as they're not permanent. I, lailanasheeba, disagree with that. And I'm going to give you my dalil as to why. Plus, I'm a woman and I know better than these brothers do. Just like Aisha had to correct the men of her day about women's issues, lailanasheeba has no problem correcting the men about women issues. Makeup is not haram. The Prophet's wives wore makeup. All women wore makeup. Women been wearing makeup since Allah made Eve. But now fake lashes, this is different. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has already told us in an authentic hadith. What is the source? What is the source? Bukhari and Muslim. That anyone who attaches who attaches anything to their hair to lengthen it artificially has the curse of Allah. Putting on fake eyelashes, what is that? You're attaching, you're lengthening your eyelashes artificially. That's one evidence. Number two, being a woman, I know that there's an alternative. Now, exceptions lie in Islam when it comes to treatments. Some people will say, well, Sister Laila, this sister, when women get older, I know this is true because I'm an older woman. I don't have this problem, but other women my age do. When women get older, they develop hair, more hair in certain parts of their body, and they lose hair. The hair on their head thins out and they start to shed. Also, the eyelashes and our eyebrows will thin out and shed. So some people will say putting on the fake lashes is a treatment. But you know what I say? I'm a woman. Fake lashes is not a treatment. It's a cover-up. It's a lengthening agent. There's an alternative. If you're suffering with thin lashes or lashes that fall out, the alternative is called mascara. You can buy the fiber lash mascara that is designed as a treatment to coat your eyebrows with the emollients, your eyelashes, with the emollients that will strengthen them, stimulate them, and cause them to grow. That's the treatment. Fake lashes is not a treatment for anything. It's haram, haram, haram. And you have the curse of Allah on you. Allah don't like nothing that's fake. It's deception. So the alternative is mascara, the kind that they have now to stimulate with the emollients that strengthen your lashes and make them grow. And they grow quick, real quick. So I hope that answers the questions, and Allah knows best. Makeup is not haram. Fake lashes are. Get you some fiber lash mascara.
The next question is, are press-on nails haram or gel nails?
The same thing. Allah doesn't like anything that's fake. That's fake. That's fake. You know, this is deception. You know, the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, said the believer. One thing about the believer is a human being. And the believer is not perfect. The believer can commit any sin except one. There is one sin that the believer can never do because it's not a part of him. It's not a part of her. And that is lie. That's how bad a sin lying is. If you're a true believer, you would never do it. I wouldn't lie by making you think that this is my real hair when it ain't. I wouldn't lie and make you think that this is my real lashes when they ain't. I wouldn't lie and put on fake nails and tell you these are my nails when they're not. This is deception. Deception. The believer is not capable of that. And I had to answer that question because one sister asked me, Laila, why you don't paint your nails? I mean, I don't like to paint them. I'm too much on the computer. If I paint my nails, they're going to chip. They're going to fall off. And I don't, I bite my nails all the time because I have anxiety. Why don't you wear fake nails? They're haram. And even if they weren't haram, I would never be comfortable with that. I would never want somebody to think I got something that I don't have. I have it going on already. They can't believe that this is me here when it is. So why would I mess that up with something fake? Everything here is the real McCoy. This ain't Photoshop. Okay? So it's deception. Fake nails is deception. Just like fake hair, it's all deception. And Allah hates that. We should do the things that's pleasing to Allah. And again, there's an alternative. There's an alternative. If you sisters can't grow your nails, go to a salonist. They can put certain things on your nails to make them grow real fast. There's treatment for things. You don't have to resort to that which is fake when Allah has given us the treatment. And Allah knows best.
The next question is, so we know that Solomon can see the jinns. Could his army of men see them too?
No, I'm glad somebody brought this question up. The jinn are part of the unseen world. Allah tells us in the Quran that the jinn are part of the unseen world, just like the angels are. No one can see them in their original form except the prophets. Solomon wasn't the only one that can see the jinn. Any prophet can. But there are no prophets and messengers today. The jinn are part of the unseen world. The only way you could see them is if they took on the form. And the prophet said when the jinn want to take on the form, they'll take on the form of an ugly man, an old wicked witch, or an ugly animal, like a snake, like a dog, like a cockroach. But no human being can see a jinn or an angel in their original form, except a prophet. And there are no prophets after the Prophet Muhammad. And by the way, Bilqis was not a jinn. Bilqis was not a jinn. Bilqis was not half jinn. There's no such thing as a person being half human and half jinn. Just like there's no such thing as a person being half angel and half human. They are part of the unseen world. You and I cannot see them in their original form. Bilqis was a female ruler. She was a queen. Allah mentions her in the Quran. She was from the Sanat, the three tribes of Saba. The three tribes of Saba. Bilqis, in fact, for those of you who don't know, I am from her tribe. There are three tribes of the Arabs. The Arabs originate from three tribes, and those three tribes are the tribes of Saba. You have Saba-Ur, which is the tribe my father is from. Then you have the other two Sabas. My student Faiza's from one, and then there's another one. Okay, Bilqis was a human being woman, a female woman, just like Cleopatra was. She was not half jinn. There are no half jinn human beings. Okay? So no, Solomon had an army of jinn, humans, and animals. No human being could see the jinn in their original form, but the jinns did take on the forms of other animals. They may have taken on the form of a boar. If they wanted to march with the army, they would take on the form of a boar, or the form of a pig, or the form of an old donkey, or something like that. But not in their original form. You wouldn't be able to see them. Some of them did fly, because some jinn fly in the air. When Solomon was marching with his army of jinn, the jinn would fly in the air, but you and I couldn't see them. Solomon could see them, but not us. Okay? Does everybody understand? The jinn are not of the seen. They are the unseen. And that's why Allah has commanded the jinn to stay away from us, because we can't see them, but they can see us and they can harm us. So that's why they're commanded to not come near us. Okay? All right. Okay.
The next question is, can the animals like cats and dogs see the angels and jinns?
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked this question in an authentic hadith. You'll find this hadith in Bukhari. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the cats are just like the members of our family. They live amongst us, so we can eat. They can eat behind us, and we don't have to throw the food out. And then someone asked, can they see what we see? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the cats and animals, not just the cats, but the animals can see what we don't see too. And he left it at that. They can see what we see and what we don't see too. And that's when he said the cats will watch over you at night. So they can see the jinn and they can see the angels and all that. Animals are not like us. They're a different species. They don't have free will either.
This next question is anonymous. I know that Allah took Prophet Isa to himself. Where is he? Is he in paradise?
No one will enter paradise in body and spirit until the day of judgment. That hadith is authentic. It's in Bukhari and Muslim and Muwatta. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no one from this world will enter paradise in body and soul until the day of judgment. And the first person who will enter it will be the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the second person that will enter paradise in body and soul will be Abu Bakr. And the third will be Umar. And the fourth will be Uthman. And the fifth will be Ali. And then after them, those 75,000 of the forerunners, they will all enter paradise in one step. So where is Jesus right now? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the souls of the prophets and the souls of the believers and the souls of the children who die before the age of puberty are in the form of green birds flying around the throne of Allah. And they will stay in that state until the day of judgment. But for Jesus' soul is in the form of a green bird. It's flying around the throne of Allah, but Allah will bring him back. He will bring him back. He will bring him back after the Mahdi arrives. And Jesus will come back not as a prophet, but he will come back as a ruler, the ruler of the world. He will reinstate the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he will live and he will die. He will be buried, and his soul back up in the form of a green bird until the day of judgment. All those hadiths are authentic. They're all in Bukhari, Muslim, and Muwatta. You have to memorize these hadiths, guys. You will never understand the Quran. You will never understand this religion until you learn those hadiths. The hadiths are the explanation of everything. Okay. All right. So
there's one more question.
Oh, go ahead.
It says, I want to know if the term backbiting is used only amongst the Muslims and not amongst the kafirs, or can it be used for both?
I don't understand. What do you mean? Our laws are for us, not for them. Who cares about what a kafir does? Kafirs are, if they don't convert to Islam, they go into hell. So I don't understand. What does she mean? Is she asking me, can you backbite a kafir? That's a different question. Ask her to explain. Is she asking me, can you backbite a kafir?
Yeah, that.
We're not supposed to backbite anyone unless it meets those conditions we talked about. We talked about the exceptions to backbiting. If it doesn't fall in those exceptions, and you can't backbite anyone, just like we can't go around murdering anyone. We can't fornicate with anyone. You know, it doesn't matter what the person's religion is. The laws Allah make for us are to be implemented throughout for all mankind. That's what makes us different. We enjoin the good and we forbid the evil for all mankind. Okay? This what makes us a balanced nation. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you are a balanced nation. We are a balanced nation. We just don't show the balance with ourselves, but with all mankind. So you're not supposed to backbite anybody unless it meets those conditions, those exceptions that we talked about. Okay, everybody understand? These are some very good questions you guys came with today. Very good questions. But let's take a break from the questions. Save the rest for a minute. Write your other questions down, and Fahmy will read them to me. Again, for those of you who want her to read your question, you can join the Zoom room and type it, or you can type it here. Okay, we got 2 from Aya. MashaAllah. Keep it there, Aya. I'm going to come to your questions too, inshallah. But let me talk about this for a minute. A lot of the sisters here, you know, we all go through moments. Let me see if I can work this. I forgot I can't use, hold on. Let me try this, guys. What did I do, Fame? I clicked on this. Hold on. Please let me mess this up. Okay.
Yeah, just don't use the Zoom.
Okay. Y'all bear with me. This is the first time I use this program. I think I got it. It popped up. Okay. A lot of people, a lot of us as women and men experience heartbreak. You know, we go through a remarriage, we get married, we go through a divorce. It hurts. You know, anything, you know, that we really don't want to do is not going to be done pleasantly. But a lot of people ask, why does it hurt so much? Why does it hurt so much? Okay, first of all, guys, let's look at some of the signs of a broken heart. What is a broken heart? A broken heart is when you feel like you can't eat, you can't sleep. There's a pain in your chest. It feels like your chest is caving in. It hurts. Your stomach, you feel it in your guts. Well, there are certain signs that a person may be experiencing a broken heart. Number one, you become extremely tired. Let's say, for example, your husband and your husband pronounced edat. He issued a talaq to you. So you and him are going through a divorce. All of a sudden, you find yourself feeling extremely tired. You have no appetite. And then some people develop a big appetite. And all you want to do is just sleep. Too little or too much. Or you lose interest in your job, lose interest in your activities, and you become very anxious. These are all signs of a broken heart. And if you feel as if your physical heart is hurting, it's not imagined, guys. Your heart is really hurting. And what makes it hurt is the fact that stress, those stress hormones that your body is releasing in response to your emotions, they cause your heart to beat irregularly. They cause your heart to actually hurt. A lot of us say, oh, my heart is beating too fast. Get that, turn that video off. Just keep the video off. Some people say my heart is beating too fast. Some people say I can't breathe. I can't catch my breath. You're not imagining that. You might even feel as if you're having a heart attack. These signs are true. They're real. And these things are really happening to your heart because that's what stress can do to us, guys. It's a normal phenomenon. And why does it hurt so much? A lot of people ask, why does it hurt so much? Well, on a biological level, our bodies will sometimes react to heartbreak in a way similar to how it responds to physical pain. Some of us can't take pain. So if you can't take physical pain, you can't take the pain of your heart hurting either. That emotional pain is just as bad as the physical. Also, your brain plays a big role in this too. Our brain, will cause us to feel even more emotional pain. It's going to release these stress hormones like cortisol. Cortisol is what makes that heart hurt so bad. It makes your stomach feel like your guts want to come out. And this leads to your chest being heavy. This leads to a loss of appetite. This leads to I can't sleep. So that's why it hurts. And when you find yourself experiencing this, we have to do what it takes to try to get over this. And this is why I was telling you guys yesterday, I'm a woman, I'm a human being. I experience heartbreak too. The companions, they experienced heartbreak too. Like I told you guys earlier, Fatima, radiallahu anha, she experienced a heartbreak of losing her father. It was so bad. She felt like her heart was caving in. Her chest was caving in. She lost her appetite. They say she lost weight. She really had a hard time adjusting to her father no longer being a part of her life. And that's when she ended up dying. She died just 6 months after him. This happens. You will hear about a couple who've been married for 50 years. The man dies, and next thing you know, the wife dies right after him from a heartbreak. That singer, Sinead O'Connor, the one that converted to Islam, her son, died just a year ago. They say she never got over it. She could not deal with the loss of her son. So they say to this day, she died of a broken heart. That stress, that cortisol, it makes your heart beat fast. It's just like having a heart attack. So this is why I tell you guys, when you find yourself going through those type of feelings because a relationship didn't go the way you wanted it to, the way I deal with it is I take my mind off of the person and put it on Allah. If I feel that someone has hurt me that deeply, I'll make dua. I'll say, oh Allah, remove these feelings that I'm experiencing in my heart as a result of this person. Remove them from my heart and instead replace them with feelings of love for only you. That's what I do. And when we think about the person, you can't get this person out of your mind. You can't sleep because you think about the things he said to you, the things he did with you, all those possibilities. He could have been the perfect man for me. We could have done this. We could have. When you get those thoughts, make dua. Say, oh Allah, remove any thoughts of him from my mind and replace them only with thoughts of you. You go into the grocery store and you start thinking about him. What I do, I would say, Subhana Allahi wa bihamdihi, Subhana Allahi wa bihamdihi, Subhana Allahi wa bihamdihi, la ilaha illallah. Because those words mean more to Allah than anything. He loves to hear us say that. If I start thinking about a relationship that I could have had, a man that I could have married, that I wanted to marry, and maybe it would have been good, I'll just stop and say, A'udhu billahi, Subhana Allahi wa bihamdihi, la ilaha illallah. That's what I do. And those thoughts of him will go away. And it feels like a lightness. I feel a lightness in my chest. In fact, guys, that's a supplication I make every night anyway. I always say, oh Allah, remove any feelings of love in my heart for some man that shouldn't be there. And replace him with love for you and the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I think that's what happened. Because I told you guys, friends know I broke up with Moses. I told y'all. I had a dream a couple weeks ago. I was talking to Moses. He's been my husband in waiting. And I told him, sorry, it ain't gonna work out. He said, what you talking about, Sister Laila? I said, I know you a big man and you got that nice staff and you spoke directly to Allah. You got that long wavy hair that come down to your shoulders. You're 7 feet tall. You knocked out the angel of death's eye. I told him, you knocked out the angel of death's eye. I say, but this ain't gonna work out. He said, why? I said, I'm in love with the Prophet Muhammad now, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Seriously, guys, this is a dream I had. So me and Moses, we ain't together no more. Inshallah, I'll be with Prophet Muhammad. I told him I'm sorry after teaching the class on the wives of the prophet, seeing how he had all that patience for those high-strung women. And I told Moses, them women were high-strung like me. So I think I need to go on ahead and be with the Prophet Muhammad. Moses, have a good day tomorrow. I told him Latifah's available. And I kept it moving in my dream. I sure did. I kept it moving. So that's what you do, guys. I make myself have fantastical dreams like that, you know, to get over that type of stuff. Ain't nobody got time for that heart stuff. But a lot of us experience it. And heartbreak doesn't just have to come from the relationship gone wrong. A lot of us experience heartbreak at death, grieving the loss of your son, grieving the loss of a grandchild, grieving the loss of a parent. That's heartbreak too. You know, but when you start feeling those emotions, they start caving in on you. You got to do what it takes to keep it moving. Okay? Let's look at some more stuff here too. How many of you knew that there are 5 stages of heartbreak? A lot of people will come and say, Sister Laila, I've been divorced for a year and my heart still hurts and I still can't stop thinking about him. Or Sister Laila, my son's been dead 2 years and I still feel the pain. And when I think about him, well, maybe you're not over him. There are 5 stages of heartbreak. The first stage is denial or shock. This is the one where the reality of the situation hasn't been processed by you. The reality hasn't set in that your son is gone. The reality hasn't yet set in that your husband is no longer going to be your husband. So you find it hard to accept that something has changed or ended. So you deny it. And this is a protective shield that our mind puts up, you know, to keep us from dealing with the immediate shock of whatever that loss is. So you just deny it. It's like it never happened. It didn't happen. We still married. He's still here. He ain't gone. But once you get through that stage, you enter the next stage, which is anger. How many of us have done this? When you finally accept the fact that you and your husband are being divorced, or you accept the fact that the person you loved is gone, now you want to get angry. You want to blame everybody. You direct your anger towards yourself. It's my fault. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. Or you'll blame him. He did this. He did that. Or you'll blame the school. You'll blame the police. You'll start blaming, getting angry and blaming anyone. Because this is your way of coping with the emotional loss and trying to make sense of it. You can tell when you've gotten through this because you will enter into the next phase. And this is a phase that a lot of us stay stuck in. This is the phase known as bargaining. This is when you find yourself wishing and hoping that things will go back to how they used to be. Maybe I should call him. Maybe I should send him a text message. Well, maybe he was busy. You start making excuses for the person. Well, maybe he really is busy. Too busy to call me. So maybe I should call him. Well, maybe I should go see him. And you also go through the what if. This is the shirk. Remember, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam warned us against the inconspicuous shirk el-eshkar, which is discontent with our situation. What if I did this? I should have done that. I should have did this. If only I had done that. And then we start creating fantasies about the situation and scenarios about the person where things end up working out. A lot of us stay stuck in this bargaining phase for a long time. And so for those sisters who will say, Sister Laila, I've been divorced for over a year and I still can't move on, that's because they stuck in bargaining. They still texting the man. They still calling him up. They still staying in the house with him. They believing that things are going to work out. How many of you sisters are still married to kafir men? You know darn well you can't be married to no kafir man, but you've been with this dude for 5 years, living in the same house with him because you really thinking it's going to work out, that he's going to accept Islam. It ain't happening. So a lot of people stay stuck in this phase. And these are the people that end up dying upon Shirk el-Eshkar. Okay? They can't accept the qadr of Allah. And this leads to the next stage of depression. As time goes on, and you begin to realize that the relationship is done, as the reality sets in, you're going to find yourself sad. You're going to find yourself depressed. I went through this phase the last time I thought about getting married. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. When I realized it ain't going to happen. Oh, my God, y'all. I went through this sadness. This depression. I withdrew from my website. Fresno knew what was going on. They said Laila ain't did her class. Where's Laila at? Fresno knew. Latifah knew. Laila done finally realized that the old man ain't for her no more. She realized that the old man ain't gonna work out. I withdrew. My anxiety kicked in. I got worried. Well, maybe I ain't gonna never find no husband. I guess I'm gonna be 100 years old and die by myself, Fresno. That's the worst phase, guys. That depression, that isolation. You got to pull yourself out of that, sisters. I had some friends to help pull me out. They kept reminding me of some of the things that the old man was saying. That pulled me out of it real quick. Okay? But after you pull yourself out of this phase of depression, then you can move to the last phase, which is acceptance. That's when the healing begins, guys. Once you come out of that depression and you accept the fact that what is, what ain't gonna be, that's when you'll find yourself healing. That's when you'll come to terms with the reality that guess what? Can't have the old man, but I need to go talk to Moses because I think that the Prophet Muhammad done made intentions on me. Okay? You let go of the past and you start looking forward to the future. Even if that future is paradise, sisters. Paradise, your man in paradise. Because the man that you was after in this world ain't for you. It just ain't gonna work out. And then you have to forgive yourself. You don't go around holding grudges against a man. Well, what they say, just leave it alone. Cause we can't see eye to eye. There ain't no good guys. There ain't no bad guys. There's only you and me, and we just disagree. And you walk on. You move on. He ain't no bad guy. Old man is old man. He'll always be my old man. But we just disagree. And you move on. Do you guys get it? So, You know, those are the different stages and different things about heartbreak. You know, we all go through it over, you know, something in life, a relationship, a lost one, a relative that we lost that was close to us. You can pull yourself out of it. You just got to recognize the signs of a broken heart. And when you recognize the signs, you know, you got to get busy trying to treat yourself, okay, to prevent yourself from being stuck in one of those stages. You need to educate yourselves about the different stages of heartbreak and do what it takes to move on to the next stage so you can finally accept it and move on. So what y'all think about that? I put that together for you. What y'all think? Gave you some examples from the ahadeeth. What y'all think? Hello?
It's very accurate. It's something that, you know, we all need to analyze because we've all experienced it through different situations, through different people. And it's a good breakdown psychologically for us to recognize and look at to see where we have been at that point, where we struggled, you know, how we've overcome it, what makes us, what will and what has made us stronger, so that we could pass that on to other people, because we all know who might be going through something right now, who may need this information. And sometimes I may be able to give the best, you know, kind of advice if I myself have gone through it, and somebody else who's going through it might be able to take that advice better from me because they have seen it probably with their own eyes. So yeah, I mean, it's life, you know, it's going to be life because we're all going to have to experience that at one time, you know, and we might continue. We don't know where the next heartbreak or moment of grief is going to come from, but we could all draw parallels from this, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, and also, guys, like I said, you know that you done got over the person when you realize you have no hatred for him. You hold nothing in your heart for him except pity, or he's a good man, and keep it moving. That's how I know when I'm over somebody. When I can think about a person and realize that there's no animosity. I don't want I have no anger towards the person. I don't want no vengeance toward the person. Then I know that the person is nothing. I done moved on. He's not important to me. And when I think you're not important, that's when my narcissism kicks in. Well, if I think you're not important, you ain't worth the time of my thought. I keep it moving. I don't have no desire for you at all because you ain't nobody, you know.
It's a sense of ease also when you are able to occupy your thoughts on other things. Like at one time going through that, so much of your time, your feelings, your emotions throughout the day is just centered on that person or that emotional feeling, and there's a pull. But I mean, once you get to that next stage, you're able to, you know, set your focus on different things. Like it doesn't affect you as much. So you're like, whatever, that clinginess is gone.
Yeah. By the way, guys, if y'all want to put your cameras on now, you can. I had to cut it off because people was coming in here without hijabs and stuff on. I don't know what that was about. Fresno, you want to contribute? Or you just, what you got to say, Fresno?
I say stay out that anger stage. That's a dangerous stage, depending on who you are. Anger, that angry stage, will make you throw some gas, some matches, and make you do some terrible things. You have to remember that, man, this guy right here is not worth me going to the hellfire. It's not worth it. So let me hurry up and get up out this stage right here because I want to do some damage, baby. Look. So, yeah.
That's the dangerous stage. That's how Lorena Bobbitt lost it. When Lorena Bobbitt caught, you know, that's when she got famous in the 80s. You know, she cut her husband's tools off. You know, that anger. She could, and she didn't do no time in jail for that either, I don't think, did she? Her anger, she just had a reaction. And remember, Shaitan, the prophet told us that Shaitan will play on that anger.
Does he play? He plays a big role because when you go through that, you can see how vindictive you can be. And it makes you laugh, like it puts you in a state of madness. You're like, I can't believe I allowed, because we all do this. We look back and we're like, I can't believe I had that stage where I was plotting and planning. Like everything was set up in my mind to go and implement. And it kind of scares you how far you could go, how far you could have went, and what you might have, the big trouble you might have put yourself through, and you're like, wow, how did I get out of this? Allah was really looking out for me because I could have been serving time.
Yeah, that's the worst one. I mean, and it's the second phase. The denial first. I don't know how did it go? Look how big it got, y'all. I made it big. Oh, hey, I'm getting good at streaming on this. See? How did I do that, fam? I made it big. You see it big on YouTube?
Yeah, I do. And that's just the PowerPoint when you get on video.
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna see in a minute. But the denial, and the anger sets in right after the denial. That's what's so bad. That anger is the second phase. It comes in right after the denial. Let me see if I'm big now. Uh-oh. How you do it? Nope. Wait a minute. Wow, there you go. I did it. That's full screen. But I like my snow. Okay. I like my snow. Okay, I took the thing down. That's what made it like that. I took that down, y'all. That made it that way. Okay, I see how I did it. Remember, if I wanted for the PowerPoint, I'll remove that. Yeah, we're going to be using this streaming program for a while because there's a problem with me streaming from Zooms. So I have to get used to it. But yeah, that's anger stage. It's the second stage, and that's the worst stage. That's where people like Fresno say end up in jail or end up dead. Hello, because we couldn't control that anger stage. For me, it's the bargaining. I as personally, in all my breakup relationships, I found it hard to get out of the bargaining. I would make attempt after attempt after attempt to come up with excuse after excuse after excuse that it ain't as bad as I think it is. Maybe the person really is busy. Maybe the person got issues. Maybe it's me. Maybe. And I will stay stuck on maybe for a year. I can stay stuck on maybe for a year. That's my problem. That's why I don't have time for these relationship issues. Okay, we had a couple of questions here too. Let me look and see Sister Aya. Sister Aya and Sister Amina. And Sister Amina. She said, can the animals like cats and dogs? Oh, I answered that, didn't I? Okay. Yeah, they can see what we cannot see. Also, Amina asked, the Muslims that will be shaded on the day of judgment, does this mean Allah will forgive them of their sins? No, we talked about how these are the Muslims that fall in those 7 categories of righteous deeds. They earned the pleasure of Allah. So Allah will have them sit on thrones of dignity because they did these deeds and they did them on a regular basis, consistently. And they earned his pleasure. And they will sit there. But they still have to go through the Sirat bridge. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, those people that will be shaded under the shade of Allah, they still will be told to walk across the Sirat bridge, and they have to settle whatever scores they haven't settled in this world. So whoever you backbit, you got to give them deeds to them. So for the rest of us, it's just like the Hunger Games. Those people that you see sitting under the throne of Allah, these are the people that have the most deeds. That's all that is. They got the most deeds. So you're going to be like the Hunger Games, wanting their deeds. Oh, well, oh yeah, there she go. There go Amatullah. She used to backbite me. Oh, I'm getting ready to take them deeds. All that fasting she did. Get ready. Pay up, sister. That's all that means. Those are the people that will have the most deeds. But they still have to go across that bridge, and they still may serve some time in hell. Because if they don't have at least one deed in their hand, they're going into the hellfire too. So that's all that means. Those are the people who will have the most deeds. And the rest of us will be sitting there saying, looking at them saying, uh-oh, I'm getting ready. Hey, give me them prayers. You know, so no, it doesn't mean that they're going to paradise. It means that they just got the most deeds. That's all. Okay, let's see what else we got here. You taught us to give peace and blessings to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam during our personal dua for them to be answered. But does this extend the dua to the duas taught to us in the Quran? No, you got to understand dua is an Arabic word that means supplication. Dua is an Arabic word that means to call upon Allah, to talk to Allah. If I take the word dua out, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the hadith in complete English, so y'all understand it, because Arabic words we get lost in, especially the Fusha. Slang and Fusha, not the same. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said anyone who wants to hire his or her chances of getting their personal supplication answered by Allah should do this. Before he asks Allah for whatever it is he or she wants, he should turn and face the direction of the Qibla if he can. And then he should raise his hands, the palms up if he can. And then he should begin talking to Allah by calling upon Allah using his beautiful names. And then he should send blessings of peace upon me. And then ask whatever it is that he wants from Allah. And then repeat it 3 times. And if he can, after that, do a good deed of charity, because Allah loves for us to do good deeds. If you do that, do these things that I just told you to do, then the chances of your personal supplication getting answered has increased. That's the hadith in English, ayah. I just gave you the meaning in English. So that's it. So now that you understand the question, the wording, what is the question? So whenever you are going to ask Allah for something, if you want Allah to answer it, follow those steps I just gave you, and that greatens the chance of Allah giving you what you want. And also the Prophet said, make that supplication every day until Allah answers it. Okay, does the question, the answer make sense? Because the question doesn't make sense, but the answer I hope does. If you're going to make a supplication, for the second part of your question, it doesn't make sense, but I'm going to try to answer it in a way, again, using English, like I'm teaching you something, because it doesn't make sense. If a person wants to call upon Allah using a supplication that Allah mentions in the Quran, or a supplication mentioned by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he or she can. If it is a supplication, whereas you are asking Allah for something, you still follow the steps that I just mentioned. And Allah, the chances of Allah giving you whatever it is you're asking for has greatly increased. Now, do you understand? Don't use these Arabic words like dua and y'all don't know what they mean. Y'all understand? You understand? Did I answer your question, Aya? So any supplication we make that entails asking Allah to give us something, that if you want to greater the chances of receiving it, follow those steps I gave you. And you can make your own personal supplication from your heart, or if there is a supplication used in the Quran that's asking for what you want, or if there's a supplication that you find in a hadith from our Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, asking what you want, you can use it too, but still follow those steps. Am I making sense? I mean, Fresno? Am I explaining whatever she's trying to ask? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Be careful with those Arabic words. That's why I teach y'all in English. Okay, let's see. She has another question here. We make the supplication of forgiveness. The Prophet taught us. I'm saying your question in English, Aya. Dua means supplication. Istighfar means forgiveness. We make the supplication of forgiveness the Prophet taught us. You do? Do we give him peace and blessings? I don't know what dua of forgiveness you're using. Again, if you are making supplication, asking Allah to give you something, you follow those steps. So if you are making a supplication, asking Allah to give you forgiveness, you follow those steps. Does that make sense, Aya? Asking Allah to forgive you, this is asking. If I'm going to ask Allah for a car, if I'm going to ask Allah for a husband, if I'm going to ask Allah to forgive me, if I'm going to ask Allah to make me beautiful, if I'm going to ask Allah to make me rich, I'm asking. Whenever you ask Allah to do something for you or give you something, if you want him to answer, follow those steps. That helps. That it's not saying that he's not going to answer if you don't, but following the steps I've given you will increase the chances of him answering. You understand now, Aya? So even if it's forgiveness, what am I going to do? I'm going to face the direction of the Qibla. I'm going to raise my hands and I'm going to say, "Oh Allah, the most magnificent, the most merciful, the all-knowing. Oh Allah, I send my blessings of peace upon the Prophet Muhammad. And oh Allah, give him that special place that was promised to him. Oh Allah, forgive me for the sin of backbiting. I mean the Fresno. Oh Allah, forgive me the sin of backbiting. I mean a Fresno. If y'all asking somebody to forgive you or something, you got to name the sin, Aya. Whatever sin you're repenting from, you have to name whatever this. I did not backbite Fresno. I'm just making her up as an excuse. Oh Allah, forgive me of the sin of smoking marijuana. And then you're going to follow it up with a good deed. I'm going to go and make a donation for the website. I'm going to send a donation of $400 to the website because Allah loves for us to follow up with a good deed. You see that? That's the way we repent. That's the way we ask for forgiveness. If you're asking Allah to forgive you of something, Ayah, you have to name whatever it is that you ask Him to forgive you of. Okay? Everybody understand? All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, Sister Ayah, that's a famous hadith, the 7 who will be under the shade of Allah. I talk about it all the time. It's in all the series. I don't know. We talked about it in this class, and not this one, the El Walawa Better class. You can find that hadith anywhere. That's not that hadith is the 7 that will be under the shade of Allah. If you got Sheikh Atlee's book, The Termites, and the Not One of Us, it's in there too, I think. It's in Sheikh Atlee's books too. Okay, let's see what else we have. Yeah. But whenever you repent, guys, this is a good question that Sister Ayah's asking. If you are repenting from something, you have to name that sin. Now, if you're doing this other thing, now remember, there's another hadith. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to ask Allah to forgive him of the sins he committed and the sins he didn't know he committed. So oftentimes, after the Prophet finished praying, what did he do? He would remember Allah. He would sometimes say, astaghfirullah, 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 astaghfirullah. That's an act. Those are words that were, oh Allah, forgive me. Oh Allah, forgive me. Oh Allah, forgive me. Oh Allah, forgive me. Not for anything in particular. But that was his way of asking Allah to forgive him for anything that he may have done that he didn't know. That's different. But that's using that as words of remembrance of Allah. That's not repentance. So if you're going to say astaghfirullah, 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 after your prayers, that's something different. But if you are repenting from a sin, you name that sin. Everybody got it? Does that answer your question too, Mina? Because none of us are perfect. The Prophet Muhammad made mistakes too. So he would say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah after his prayers for any mistakes. Okay? None of us are perfect. I do that too. Sometimes when I'm cooking dinner, when I'm cleaning up, or sisters, when you start having those thoughts in your mind, you start thinking about that ex-husband. You start thinking about that brother that you really wanted to marry, but you realize he ain't into you. He don't call you. He don't text you. He lied to you. Whatever y'all go through, I don't know. But when you find yourself thinking those thoughts, say astaghfirullah, 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 astaghfirullah. That's what I do. Well, I don't do it now, but that's what I used to do. If I find myself thinking about the dude, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, driving in my car, astaghfirullah, cooking dinner, astaghfirullah. You know me, I'm going to make a song out of it. You know me, washing the dishes, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. That's a good thing to say, sisters, to get over to mend the broken heart. A good way to mend the broken heart is astaghfirullah.
There's one more question in the Zoom room. Okay. It says a Is a broken heart in regards to just a lover, or can it be anyone you have full trust in, like your family or friends, or even something you hope for not to happen?
Exactly. All of that. All of the above. As we talked about before, all of the above. You know, all of the above. A broken heart can come from grief. A broken heart can come from love. A broken heart can come from hate. A broken heart can come from wishing on a star. Y'all remember that song from the 80s, Fresno? Wishing on a star. A lot of us women get caught up in that. We're wishing on a star, wishing for something that we know ain't gonna ever happen. Wishing I could be with somebody that I know darn well I could never have. I want Brad Pitt. That ain't happening. Brad Pitt ain't thinking about you. You know, you wish upon a star. But some of us can wish so hard that we actually believe it and start feeling it and go through those emotions of heartbreak. Because you know you can't have Brad Pitt. You know that would never happen, so it hurts you because you're really in love with him. You really want him. You think you want it. Your mind makes you think that you want this man. The mind is a powerful thing. It can make us believe anything. And whatever affects the mind, as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us, whatever impacts the mind goes to the heart. And whatever is in the heart shows through our limbs. So that's why heartbreak is so hard. I'm thinking about the death of somebody. I'm thinking about how I miss somebody. It don't have to be a lover. It could be I miss going to school. I enjoyed being a journalist and when I was in college. I miss my days of journalism. I miss walking around Cleveland State University trying to spy and see what's happening with this professor. You can really think about it so much that you really want it, and it goes to your heart. You know, when you really want this and you start getting sick because you can't have it. Why do you think a lot of these movie stars can't handle age? Especially these female movie stars. Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone, for those of you who don't know her, she was a sex symbol of the 80s and the 90s. She was listed as one of the world's most beautiful, sexy women. Look at her now. That's something that she said she struggled with. She said aging is something that no woman likes because she was a hot bombshell. When she started seeing the gray, when she started seeing the effects of all that sunbathing, because those Caucasian women, they lose it. All that sunbathing, it destroys the skin. When she saw the lines, the wrinkles all over her body, the age spots, the sun spots, she said she had a hard time with that. She became depressed because she couldn't get it out of her mind how she wanted to be like she was. She wanted to look like she looked in the 80s and 90s. It impacted her heart where it made her sick. Her health failed. She had to get counseling. She went through depression, she said. She had to have counselors to help pull her out of that depression. And then finally accept that aging is a part of life. None of us stays the same. Everything fades. But like she said, one thing she learned, you can age with dignity. And she looks dignified. She's not the sex symbol she was back then, but she's a dignified, classy looking Sharon Stone. Okay? It's hard. So you can experience heartbreak over anything. What impacts the brain? It's all about the brain. The brain is what controls us. What the brain imagines, what the brain desires. It'll go from there to the heart, and that's when we got the problem. Yep. That's some real talk, sisters. with the Quran and Sunnah. Real talk with the Quran.
Another question is going around people smiling, laughing, hiding your sad, aching heart, is that a form of denial as well?
It could be, depending on the person. Yes, it could be. You know, but the thing is, you don't have to admit it to anyone else, but at least admit it to yourself. You know, we all wear masks. Y'all remember I put that short out the other day. Every one of us is wearing a mask, including me. We all have to wear a mask. As long as you're not denying it to yourself, you have to accept the reality. So there's nothing wrong with you smiling and laughing and playing it off like everything's fine, just as long as when you go home, you take your mask off and realize that it ain't. And that's the problem. A lot of people cannot take the mask off, even Muslims. There's Muslim women and men I know that cannot take that mask off. They still pretend, even with themselves, with their wives, with their families. You know, don't pretend with yourself. At least be honest with yourself. Admit to yourself that this is over. Admit to yourself that this ain't gonna work. Admit to yourself that it's done. Because that's the only way you can move on, is if you admit it to yourself. That's why the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, Allah is not going to change the condition of anyone until that person takes the steps to change the condition of himself. So that authentic hadith right there, Sahih Muslim, that hadith there tells you, as you got to accept it with yourself. Don't deny it to yourself. Be truthful. Be honest with yourself. The truth will set you free. A lot of men, believe it or not, a lot of brothers struggle with that. A lot of brothers find it hard to get past denial because they feel that they have to maintain this air of manhood, where a man ain't supposed to fail at anything. A man's not supposed to fail at anything. So a lot of men, Muslim men, can't get past that denial. Yeah. Next week, inshallah, for this this topic, I'm going to continue to answer your questions about Islam. But also next week, what I'm going to do, we done went over the different signs and stages. We're going to talk about healing. Once you get past those stages, how do we go about healing ourselves? What can I do to get over this, to come out of this dump? What can I do to recharge my life? What can I do to restart my life? You know, we're going to talk about that next week, inshallah. Are there any other questions here? I think that's it. Is that all the questions you had?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Mashallah, guys, this was a good, even though we had our technical difficulties today, this was a good Q&A, I think. I think we had a pretty good discussion. Very good questions, guys. Sister Aya, Brother Emma, beautiful questions. And of course, it's always a pleasure, you know, to have Dr. Dremali grace us and come in and contribute too. I really love that about him. He'll always pop in and help us out here and let us know that he's with us, you know, and may Allah make it easy for him and his family and all the Muslims in Gaza and all over the world who are struggling and suffering. Ameen, ameen. So I want to remind everybody too, I got a text message as I was doing the class from Dr. Asim. Y'all can be happy. Dr. Asim is canceled his class for tomorrow. He said, kindly, please postpone the class to next week. Thank you. So he won't be doing his class at 3 tomorrow, but we do have my class at 6. And also tomorrow we have Brother Hanif Let me see if I have a thing up here for him. Yes, this is the new class, guys, we have here. It's called Brother Hanif, who is, he's a graduate from the University of Medina. And he'll be teaching the minhaj, also, which is Aqidah, also some understanding, which is fiqh. And he's also going to be speaking about marriage, which is something that you guys like. So his class is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure you guys join us and share this information. He's a very nice brother. He's also from my Islamic community. He's a good friend of Mukhtar and my brother Isa. They all know him. He's a good friend of them. So please, guys, he's pretty good. He knows the Quran and he knows the Sunnah. He studied it. He speaks the Fusha, so that's good too. He speaks English. Of course, he's American and he knows Fusha, so that's good too. So please make sure you guys are here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be broadcasting him. Well, hopefully, let me text Mukhtar. I think Mukhtar's going to have him join the Zoom. And by the way, the khutbahs, Mukhtar did a khutbah today, guys. And also Sheikh Atli's khutbah and Dr. Dremali's. I'm going to log back in. Can I do that? Because I need to experiment with this program. I did record their khutbahs. I will log back online after I get this set up. And I'll try to stream their khutbahs from today. That'll be my way of recording them, because I want to put them with my background. So I'll do that online. So if you guys just give me about 30 minutes after this class, I'll log back on and stream Mukhtar's khutbah, Dr. Dremali's khutbah, and Sheikh Atli's khutbah from the day. Okay? All right. Go ahead.
Before you leave, I just wanted to add, once again, about if you could share about the donations, also the information that the guys could, whoever's listening, they could also contact their employment so that they can also get the donations and the tax forms. I forgot the information.
Guys, I forgot. Yeah, we're desperately in need of donations for this website. We are a nonprofit organization. We are a 501(c)(3). For those of you who work here in America, this is the month in which they do those charity at the job where you can sign up for your charity organization. Instead of signing up to donate to United Way or to donate to St. Luke's Hospital, you can sign up and donate to this website, because we are a 501 charity too. We are a legit online Islamic school, and we need money to operate. We operate off of your phone, off of your donations, not from the money that y'all pay doesn't go in nobody's pocket. I am a retiree from the government. I get a good retirement check. I don't need nobody to take care of Laila. Laila is independent, self-sufficient. So your money goes to this website for the streaming and all the software that we use, and it costs $2,000 a month. So if you're interested in listing Sunnahfollowers, I did post it up on the Facebook group page. I posted it up on YouTube. I gave you guys our EIN number. Give it to your job, and it'll pop up, and they'll take it out your check, and it'll come to us, inshallah. Okay. And also, guys, please, we need donations to cover our website expenses for today and for this month. The month is almost over. Excuse me. And we still don't have in fact, I ain't even checked. We might be overdrawn. I just thought about it. I bet you we about $100 or $200 overdrawn, because I ain't checked the account, because I don't need that anxiety on me. Please, guys, donate to support this dawah effort. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to close out for right now. And inshallah, make sure you guys are here. I'm getting ready to text Mukhtar now and see. I think the brother's going to be coming inside here. for the class. All right, so if you have any other questions, guys, you can join us in the Zoom room. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Oh, look at this.